The road give way to control. Go around it 1,000 times. I'm holding on too tight. Let it go and feel the ride. Is it stupid that I love you when I never felt so away? Was it all just a big mistake? Do I wanna let it happen? Do you wanna just walk away when you feel like my soulmate? But it's all gold, and it's all good. But it's all gold, and it's all good. Is it stupid that I love you? Is it stupid that I love you? Was it? Is it stupid that I love you? Was it? Staring hard at the future, only close my eyes to blink. This is my sanctuary, this is my place to think. I'm driving till I find what I've been looking for, but it's inside. Do I walk on the coconut? Do I run to the forest? Do I stand in the fire? Or do I hide from this moment? Do I let someone else take the fall? 'Cause I'm scared that I'll lose it all.
About to get heavy. with the subject just before LSD is to be administered.
I can see everything in color. Everything is so beautiful and lovely and alive. This is reality. Can't you feel it?
Here is part of an interview with the subject just before LSD is to be administered.
Can't you feel it? Can't you feel it?
What does this all mean to you?
I've never seen such infinite beauty in my life.
Yo, 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 yo. We are here. The Titan 3 main event. The A stream, guys, starting late due to players not quite being on time, but that is fine. I think they are here. We've got Jungle Juicers taking on Rest in Peace. Check out the brackets, or even the Liquipedia page brackets, for some more information on those teams. I guess I can send the Liquipedia page if anyone is interested. I have specifically Renshiro in the lobby. That's oddly specific. Okay. Jungle Juicers seem to have joined. Now we're just waiting on Rest in Peace. Both players in. Only one team in so far. The other one has shown that they're here somewhat, but haven't joined the lobby as of yet. Okay, they're playing with Renshiro, Tossis, and Rexer. The full Finnish squad here on the side of Jungle Juicers, by the way. The match is good. Alright, I'll let you do that then. We ready? The team that isn't in said we ready. That's interesting. Alright. If you're wondering how these teams got here, by the way, you can also check the previous bracket, but I can inform you if the teams don't seem to be here yet. Let me just check. Nope. But yeah, not yesterday, 2 days ago we had the Open qualifier happen. I don't know why I said that with such a weird accent. But Jungle Juicers, they made it by beating Control Esports in a Game 5 thriller. Control Esports can be seen as well on the stream of OC Timmons. Do actually make sure casters to find his stream. Slayer Crime says 1 sec. I don't have chat disabled this time. I'll probably disable it actually. Should I disable it? I'll keep it on. I'll keep it on. But as for Rust in Peace, they actually lost against the Walls team that has the Snake, Wallowns, and Alls. But they came in the lower bracket and they came back strong, sweeping Royals Academy, which I think as well as a full Russian squad. But yeah, they were easily dealt with by Rust in Peace. So Jungle Juice is coming in from the upper bracket, so they're probably the favorites here against Rust in Peace. A reminder that it is a best of 5 as well. I'm just gonna ask them if they're ready. That's just in the spectator chat or what's going on there. Oh no, okay. Okay, we should be starting soon then. So guys, how's the series on the channel of OC Timmons going? That's what I'm wondering about. I'll just start the thing, by the way, Loboe. I'll just click start match. I had some Spanish bots come in the chat as well, which is pretty funny. But yeah, again, guys, we're gonna have another gamble. I don't know what the overlay looks like until the series starts, so we might not have the best set, the correct set. We might not have the correct teams. We don't have the correct logos. Okay, they're ready, so they can join up. Go. Alright guys, what does the overlay look like? It's on best of 7. I can't believe it. There we go. Update teams. Now that's the logos they provided for me. Okay. We've got Jungle Juicers taking on Rust in Peace here in the quarterfinals of the main event, which is also known as round 1. And I'm quite curious to see what level of gameplay we get to see here. Obviously we got $300 of prize pool for today. And like I said earlier, in terms of how the bracket went 2 days ago in the Open qualifier, Jungle Juicers without a doubt the favorites here. They actually have all three of their players here have Liquipedia pages as well, so you know that should give them an ego boost as well. A full Finnish squad as well should be important to note. No idea what the nationalities are of Rest in Peace, however. Toss is here going wide, very smart there to bait the challenge in and go wide to get a decent 50. NJ actually almost controls that from a very awkward position. Rexer taking his time, controlling this one, opting for the 50, not quite the boost to go for anything more advanced. Tosses didn't actually quite get the 50. I like the preset though, I like the green. It's unusual for Rocket League to use a bit of green, and I can appreciate it. Slayer beaten to that ball, tosses, unable to get the read. Red Shiro though in position to get the goal. And first blood goes to Jungle Juicers. Slayer going over everybody but Tosis in the right position on the backboard here. Bit of a defensive blunder. Renshiro in position again. And currently it's been a bit of the defense here from Rest in Peace being the biggest reason why they're down here. You know, in that first goal, you know, wasn't quite the ideal defensive structure to defend, and in the second one, I mean, the third man was just caught completely out of position. DJ, it's a free ball here. Almost gets to the Slayer. Tosses with a bit of an awkward touch, but able to recover. And Jay ends up giving the ball away with that backwards touch. Slayer, the back pass towards DJ. Goes up in the air for a bit of an air dribble. Gets the 50 down to the side. Rexer with the big clang. Renshiro's there. Gets the shot, and it is on target. A quick counter attack. And that'll be 3-0 for Jungle Juicers. Your pinch from Renshiro almost goes in straight off of it, but quite big demos coming out from Tosses. Should open up a lot of space for Rexer, who almost, oh no, he does actually find the net. I thought it was going to be posted out, but he does find the net from quite the interesting angle, to say the least. And I mean, it's been an extremely dominant performance here in game number 1. Jungle Juicers just completely in control, and honestly, you'd say that there's a massive difference between these two teams based on this game. But I don't know too much about DJ or NJ. What's the other teammate? NJ, yeah. I don't know too much about them, but I have seen Slayer on Wikipedia a couple of times, so I want to say that they're able to play at a higher level than they're shown here. Here, a good redirect by Tosses, and it will be on target. Does get secured by Renshiro. It was moving in very, very slowly, so couldn't risk the defender saving that one. And now 5-0. Absolute just destruction here, and a kickoff goal to match that again. Okay, 6-0 in game number 1. Brazil question mark. Get a lot of hydration gangs from Lobovi. But I don't have a drink with me right now. And I mean, it's a best of 5, so you don't quite have as much time to recover than you will later on in the tournament. So rest in peace. They're gonna have to wake up a little bit. They can't keep resting now, as have to come back sooner rather than later. Start some momentum going into the next game, because it will very much be required after this beating they've received. DJ with a shot there, easily cut out and saved by Renshiro. Bit of a pre-jump save there as well from Rest in Peace, working out in their favor. Now, what do they have to do different? And I'm not too sure, to be honest. They've been bested in all facets of Rocket League in this first game. So for them, I don't know. I want to say that it's just that they just need a mental reset right now. A bit of a mental reset. They look like they weren't quite prepared for this level of gameplay from the opponent. So maybe just having another moment where it's 0-0 and they can just try again would be good for them. But if they lose the next game, then can't quite say the same. It's a Falcon Decal. It is a Falcon Decal from Slayer. I can respect that as well. Slayer now going for the double tap, but just every single attempt they've put on has been saved by Jungle Juicers. Just again, another shot coming through from Slayer, saved again by Jungle Juicers. And that'll be a clean sheet as well. NJ, he's gone. He's done. GG's. No, I'm just kidding. Alright. Nike FC Cup MVP. No way, what a title. I didn't realize that existed, to be completely honest. Team size. No, we're not playing 1v1s, what? Right, let's go back to Sovereign Heights. Right, maybe a car switch here coming out from NJ, by the way. And that's a decent way of resetting the mentality. Slayer just DM'd me my own stream. I'm not sure why, but I guess that's happened. Okay. They can go if they want to. Do everyone in? Go, go. Happened to me too yesterday. Oh, now they're joining. They're playing a 2v2. No, we're not playing a 2v2. We're playing a 3v3. Let's go. Alright, we got game 2 underway here. Rest in peace. We'll have to improve massively on their performance in last game. Be worthy of this position in the main event. And again, they are playing against an extremely impressive team that is more than capable of going all the way today. Here Toss is going for the double tap, and it's a misread on the backboard, and Toss is, again, 20 seconds in, already opening up the scoring for Jungle Juicers. It's been a continuation here for Jungle Juicers from last game. NJ trying to push this one forward, unable to make it any shape or form threatening. Renshiro with a big clang upfield, tosses to be found, but only able to get put on the backboard. The defense was completely in position, had no issues dealing with it. Renshiro now looking for his teammate on the backboard, but a good defensive stop by NJ. Only goes as far as tosses, however. Sorry, my voice died a little bit. Here Rexer going for the flip reset and double tap, I think it was, but I'm not sure if he actually got the reset. We'll never know unless we look back. But Toss is getting the reset there, doesn't quite get the play correctly. A big whiff coming out, but it doesn't matter. Oh my. Slayer, Crime and his teammates going away with murder there. Rest in peace. Redshear with a shot, but a good save by DJ. Keeping themselves within one. NJ actually able to push this one forward a little bit. 50 goes down mid. DJ can't quite commit, and I'm not sure if that's down to passiveness or just a lack of resources, but they do have to find a goal eventually here. 3-man commit on the side of Jungle Juicers, and Slayer Crime just not quite able to beat all of them. Here a shot coming through, saved by Renshiro. Slayer Crime looking for an interception there to try to disrupt the defense, but unable to do so. And now Rexer clearing this one out all over to the orange side, met by Rest in Peace, however. Well, that's a bad touch from NJ. Only a blue player could get on the end of that one, but seems they've just put it in the corner and not able to get anything dangerous going on. NJ with a soft touch, trying to be a pass, and it's actually a bump here. I think it was Slayer Crime dumping out the last man, and now we get to see the real Rest in Peace. They've made us a lot closer ever since the first goal they've conceded here. And now things are all tied up. Half of the game underway now. Big clang from Slayer trying to find NJ, but again an overcommit now. 2 players in position for that pass and only one going for it. The other one being in an extremely offensive position. It gets cut out and an open goal for Jungle Juicers. Positioning just not consistent here for Rest in Peace, who've been punished time and time again by this full finish squad. Decent pass though, however. DJ right there in position in the midfield, and things tied up yet again, and Renshiro is just left alone. Bit of an overcommit on the side of Jungle Juicers now. Rexer looking for a decent pass off for Renshiro. It's also his only man back. Goes for a controlling touch, but doesn't control it whatsoever. Rexer having to bail out his teammate a little bit after a poor touch from Rest in Peace. Ventura going from the midfield, but nobody able to commit, though they do remain in a decent defensive structure here. Is a Jungle Juice. There's a Musty coming out from Tosses, going high for the backboard. Reed did come out from the defense of Rest in Peace. With Slayer Crime mounting a counter attack here. DJ just not able to get there in time, and the pass was also in the easiest position to get to. Tosses now gets this in the midfield. Slayer Crime first to it, however. Now pass over to Slayer Crime, going for the double tap. Can he get it on target? Goes over, but his teammate there to shoot doesn't quite get it right. And Jungle Juicers able to clear this one out now. Renshiro right there does get beaten by Slayer Crime. Is now Rest in Peace mounting their play in offense. Bump coming out. No, not quite. Rexer able to avoid it. Now 1 minute remaining. Still, things remain tied up. Slayer Crime gets this to the backboard. Rexer slightly awkward there. DJ, I think that's on target. Saved by Tosses. Demo comes in on Renshiro by very thin margins. Jungle Juicers remain alive. Here an awkward read. A bump coming up from Slayer potentially. Tosses does deal with it just fine, however. The ball easily read here by Jungle Juicers. Tosses again first to that one. Pass over to Renshiro. Defense has to pre-jump that one if they want to save that one. So they could have been faked, and when you make threatening plays like this, eventually you're going to crack the defense, and they definitely have here. Jungle Juicers getting the lead late on in game number 2. Reminder, this is the best of 5, so they only need 1 game after this to sweep their way into the semi-finals. NJ actually going for an acute angle, didn't quite find the mark. Here Renshiro faking that one, and now just letting Tosses go alone and trying to waste some time on the clock. Renshiro hitting this one forward. NJ unable to make it count, and Jungle Juicers rather. Now 2 games up in the series, and that was a must-win game for Rest in Peace. I mean, to get absolutely beaten in the game 1 like they did, they had to come back, and they did, but they didn't come back strong enough. As now they're 2 games down, and it's going to be a tough task to try to reverse sweep here. Oh, here we go. Did someone leave? Nope. Okay, someone did leave for a little bit, I think. Control won the series on Tim and the stream. Alright. What was that series like? Just a 3-0? Oh, against the Wolves as well. The Wolves being the team that put this Rest in Peace team down to the lower bracket, by the way. So that's a good team being beaten in the quarterfinals there by Control really making a statement today. Did not expect that one to come out. Purely based on the Wolves beating Rest in Peace here. Tosses with the quick counter attack. Tries to control it, but DJ in position. Slayer Crime tries to redirect that into the net, but Renshiro just in position to deal with it. Tosses now going for again a solo play, read by Slayer. Almost gets a dunk on Rexer, but Rexer now moving forward, almost gets a corner read. Renshiro pass down mid. Tosses is there, and Renshiro there for the shot. Slightly, just marginally wide, and now Rest in Peace just about get away with it. Tosses, however, still on the ball. He's looked so impressive today. Getting this ball to the midfield. DJ deals with it, puts it to the side. Slayer Crime found. Puts it back to DJ. Here NJ beating his man. Doesn't quite get the corner read, however. Not quite to the position he wanted to hit that. And now Jungle Juicers, again with a bit of time. Tosses to the midfield, but hits it straight to DJ. But they don't make it count yet again. Rest in Peace. They're not making their possession count when they do get it. And it really looks like Jungle Juicers will be the one to score first. Renshiro. Soft touch over to Rexer. No touch from the defense, but Slayer Crime able to avoid a demo. DJ going for the backboard. Does get the double touch, saved by Rexer, who gets there just about in time. Now Slayer Crime going for a solo play. Beats the entire defense. Nobody in the midfield to shoot, and no reception here after the play from Slayer. We just got a shot off here. Tosses in position to save. And now again, just we stay tied up, but really somebody on either team should have scored by now. As we enter the second half in the game, Renshiro with a clear, but only gets it to DJ, getting it far up to the backboard, down to Slayer, down to DJ, but again, just wide, and Slayer Crime tries to mount even more pressure. NJ on low boost is able to get a back pass, however the play is just not worth it. And now again they have to start all the way from the back. Slayer Crime does push this one forward, but again just not quite threatening. But they are applying a lot of pressure, so this increase the amount of chances they will have, even though the ones they're putting on haven't been ideal. Renshiro was just a counter attack. Does eventually get it in. Oh my, that was crossbar and down. And it's just all that pressure resulting into nothing for Rest in Peace, which should plague their mentality a lot now, as Jungle Juicers, they've been on the defensive end for a quite long time, and they've actually gotten away with it and have a 1-0 lead. Renshiro with a decent kickoff. Might just be a kickoff goal. No, NJ able to stop it. The tosses here with a very high field, high far up in the field challenge. I don't know why I said it like that, but I guess I did. You know, it happens. You know, we just got to regain. BJ again being able to clang this one forward, and it seems like Slayer, not just Slayer, sorry, the Rest in Peace are just very scared of the opportunities that have been created by their opposition here, that they've just resorted into really early challenges coming out to stop them, and it does keep them in their own half a little bit, but it's just delaying the inevitable, what it seems, because when you do those challenges that they have been, you know, it's extremely hard to make quality chances, and they've had to make do with very lackluster ones, and very few and far between in terms of quality ones, so just haven't quite been able to get the right play. As now Tosses going for the flip reset. Does he get it? He goes for the bump, he gets it, but DJ able to bail out his teammate. Gets it over to Slayer Crime, who sets up the solo play, goes above Renshiro, gets it to NJ, pass to DJ, and again save. Just too much thought behind that shot. Oh, Slayer Crime almost able to get a brilliant shot into the top corner, but yeah, as I was saying, just too much thought put into that play. Just too many passes that were just not required to score on that play, and now I have to start all over again, and still trailing. Shot coming out, saved again by Renshiro. Your pass down mid, Slayer Crime just not able to get a proper touch here, as NJ was almost able to make something of it on the backboard. Rexer almost having a quick counter attack, resulting in a goal there, but quick interception by Rest in Peace. And that's just an open net. Not the shot that you would want, though. Jungle Juice should have been up by 2 here. A fake coming out as well, and 3 seconds remaining. That is an open net, secured by Tosses, and that is a 3-0 sweep. Slayer Crime, they have left the match. I'm not surprised. And that's GG's. A 3-0 sweep by the Jungle Juicers. And what a performance that was, just extremely impressive from the Jungle Juicers there, just not allowing Rest in Peace any solid opportunities, and the few that they did have, they were cut out or saved. So top quality performance by Jungle Juicers. Rest in Peace, they had their moments and they could have made it count a little bit, definitely could have taken a game or two, but ultimately, I mean, Jungle Juicers were just better players and the better team as well. Okay. Now we've got Jungle Juicers versus Ruffle. What a team name, by the way. Yeah, I'll set that one up, I suppose. Okay, I will be going to a very short bareback stream, by the way. I'll be back in about, give me like 5 minutes, and then we'll get the next series underway. So don't go anywhere unless you're going to the other streams, in which case if you want to do exclamation point casters. Anyways, we'll be right back.
Just to feel alive. Faith and desire. Let me feel the light. Shake to the water. Drowning in your eyes. Standing in the fire. Standing in the just a feel. Just to feel alive. Faith and desire. Let me feel alive. Shake to the water. Drowning in your eyes. Standing in the fire. Standing in the just a feel.
I love you.
Alright, we are back yet again. We got Ruffle XD taking on Jungle Juicers. Ruffle, yeah. If you were wondering what they did, they were able to sweep Royals 5, who looked pretty impressive. 2 days ago when they played against day 1 round 2, they were able to take them to 5. Actually, they got reverse swept, but they were able to sweep their opponents then after that in the lower bracket. Players are not aware they're allowed to join, I believe. So you can join whenever all players are. Oh wait, alright, lovely. Okay, well, anyways, we can get this underway. We've got one of the semi-finals. The other one will take some time to actually start. But again, we got Jungle Juicers. Oh my God, starting really early. Rexer, look at this dunk. I mean, we can't look at it because I've skipped the replay. But we move. Jungle Juicers, it looked extremely impressive in their first series versus Rest in Peace. However, Ruffle, I haven't seen anything of them, so looking to see what they have to provide. Dino almost able to snatch that one. Squix setting up a decent play. Ruffle yesterday, not yesterday, sorry, apologies, 2 days ago, they were able to sweep the likes of Olivia Rodrigo, who are playing in the quarterfinals still, right now. Apparently they're having a long series. And then, yeah, Jungle Juicers, we already went over their run. They were able to win against Control in Game 5, and now that Control have made the semis, that looks oh so much more impressive. Ruffle, they've been a little bit untested, apart from their series potentially versus Royals 5, considering they were quite impressive 2 days ago. But I think overall Jungle Juicers have had the more impressive run, and they look to be on top still. But it's only early on, so can't really base everything on what we've seen so far. Dino using the Korean decal, the South Korean decal to be so precise, so I respect that. And Squix using the away G2 esports decal, that's also very respectable. I have to say that I do prefer Toss's car on the blue side, so we might have to put them on the blue side next time. I'm just kidding, but I do prefer the blue side one. Here's Squix, might just be able to get another one. He does get the 50. And Rexer, unable to do too much, as now it's been quite a stalemate ever since that first goal. Seems to be a very even confrontation here between these two teams. Renshiro, unable to really get a good setup on the double tap or anything of worth. Squix able to move this one forward. Renshiro with a decent cutout, unable to get the clearance, however, Teammate there to back him up. Tosses. Tries to read this one, but Dino there to clear as we enter the latter half of the match. Still 1-0 in favor of Jungle Juicers. Rexer kind of just faking that one, and teammate coming in from behind to surprise the defense of Ruffle. Renshiro here, a quick counter, and it is on target. Renshiro, he's been so dangerous on the counter attack for this Jungle Juicer side, and it's actually an awkward pass as well. Bit of a double commit, but Dino unable to get to that one. It's a quick transition from Jungle Juicers. Menzu tries to pass it, but it's a very awkward situation to do so, and they end up conceding a lot of pressure here. Jungle Juicers, will they make it count? I think it might just be open. Tosses does get the double tapping in, and again, dominance continuing. You know, I said this might have been a very tight confrontation, and it was for a while, but now Jungle Juicers really running away with it. A minute and 40 remaining, unlikely to mount a comeback, and especially on Rexer is reading the play like that. Just a pre-jump off the shot, off an amazing pass, and yeah, I mean, Jungle Juicers have been so incredibly impressive, and I can't stop talking about it just because of how dominant they have been so far in the first 4 games I've seen them play today. And I had one tight one, but still, they looked like they had the majority of the good opportunities in that one as well. And it's been the case ever since and before. Now Renshiro getting it over one. Dino, last man back, able to make a midfield stop. And Jungle Juicers are playing it very smartly, just going for this single solo efforts and just getting a decent 50 to just make it awkward here for Ruffle to come back. Again, should remind you, this is best of 7, a lot of time to adapt. It's a great attempt here by Menzu, a solo effort trying to double tap that one in, and a 50 coming in from Dino in front of the orange net, but again, not able to break the defense of Jungle Juicers. Renshiro pass off to the midfield, nobody quite there. Or was that Renshiro popping it to his own side? I think it was. And I think that should be done and dusted. Yeah, 10 seconds left, 3-0. Ruffle will not be able to come back from that one. A lot of credit has to be given to the Jungle Juicers for that Game 1 performance. The full Finnish squad replicating their performance from last series so far, but we're going to go into... No, not the pillars, guys. Sovereign Heights, that's it. How's the other series going? It says that, oh, day 1, round 2, winning game 5 against Olivia Rodrigo. Very tight affair. Unfortunate that for the full Swedish squad, just marginally bested in the tight affair. And day 1, round 2, I mean, they're seated extremely high because of their ranked points, but they haven't quite replicated that performance. So I'm interested to see what they're gonna do once they, they play against a team like Control, who has proven to be extremely worthy of their position in the tournament, beating out extremely good teams and getting a very close series against Jungle Juicers, which in this entire tournament they've been the only ones to do. So yeah, I mean, Control Esports might have to be taken a little bit more seriously than I initially thought. A lot of credit has to be given to them, but now we find ourselves in game number 2 between Ruffle and Jungle Juicers in this best of 7. Menzu being patient on that one and eventually gains control, going for the reset, goes under 1, doesn't quite get the play he wanted to, however. You know, trying to get at 50 after a commit downfield, but unable to make it work. Renshiro able to move this one downfield. Shot coming through from Tossis, and a slight defensive mishap there from Ruffle. I think they should have been able to cut it out before the shot came in. And a slight mechanical error, and just like that, they're already down by 1 in the first minute. As we enter the second. Menzu trying to start this offense, which has been partially non-existent. An open net for Tossis, doesn't quite get it fast enough, and Dino for the quick stop, getting there in time. Renshiro pushes this one forward again, goes for a smart fake there. He's been rather aggressive, so switching that up a little bit, extremely important. Tossis almost gets that read, but however, pass did come in midfield regardless. Here, pass coming in again, and Renshiro in position. Squix should have taken it slightly slower, and I think they could have defeated the defense by just having a little bit less respect there. I think he was expecting a challenge to come through whilst the defender was in position, but no, all defenders was basically on the goal line, if not on the backboard, so could have taken it slower. But it's very understandable you have that amount of respect, because Jungle Juicers have just been on top of it for the entirety, and they're able to win the chess games as well, the rock paper scissors scenarios of Rocket League. A good pass by Renshiro, Rexer in the midfield, and he makes it 2. Pretty much halfway into the game now, and now they've got themselves the most dangerous lead in Rocket League, the 2-goal lead, and that's why it's exactly that. An instant response from Squix will put themselves within 1. Menzu with a big clear over to Dino, first to that ball, puts it high. Rexer, not too many issues dealing with that one, though ends up being on low boosts here, so pressure might mount a little bit here from Ruffle, but no, nobody in the midfield going for that ball, just waiting passively here, Ruffle. Here, a bump attempt from Squix. Very smart, pass down mid, but I think it was a pre-jump from the teammate. I think it was Dino, but I don't think it was required, and now Dino will be able to clear it out. But I want to say that could have easily been a tying goal there. Tossis with a quick counter attack, getting that past almost everyone, but Dino able to recover. Big clear. Going over to Renshiro. Now Rexer getting it over to the side. Oh my god, I'm not sure they were on the same page. Ruffle there. One was controlling the ball while the other one was rushing in as fast as possible. Bit awkward play there from Ruffle. Rexer trying to pinch the one straight in, almost gets the astral pinch. Now Dino setting up the counter attack. Tossis with a good read as the whiff came in from Dino. Rexer on low boost, gets the wave dash to get a bit of speed, but not quite fast enough. Definitely high quality gameplay here in this series. And Ruffle making it a bit tighter than last game. Most definitely. Renshiro with an interesting way of finding it to his teammate, but definitely very mechanical. Now 30 seconds remaining, and Rexer here going for a ceiling shot. Dino now has to make a count. Ruffle within 1, and they have to score 1 to tie things up in this game, or else they will go down by 2. Not on match point, as you have to win 4 in this best of 7 to win. But losing 2 games in a row is always extremely dangerous for your momentum. You know, but to put that one on, but a save from Renshiro, last second chance. All for naught here for Ruffle. And a good performance yet again from Jungle Juicers. Continuing the momentum the same way it has been for a long time now for them. But most definitely in a very, very tight game. Could have gone either way there here in game number 2. This time I will not forget it to put it on Neo Tokyo. Unfortunately, I did not do that in the first series. I regained, guys. I regained. Alright. Game number 3, we get underway in Neo Tokyo now. Menzu getting a decent kickoff, however, tosses first to the ball. Renshiro, double commit, however, with Rexer, and tosses on the backboard as well. A bit of an overcommit here, should be a goal. Squix going high. Dino is there to shoot, and he does make it count. A big overcommit there from Jungle Juicers straight into this game, and instantly punished by Ruffle. And that was slightly unprovoked there. I think they might have been a bit complacent here with how they've been performing. And now Ruffle really reaping the profits for it. Dino going backwards here, gets in a very dangerous position. Nobody there to support him, however, and that 50 was in a pretty dangerous spot here. Almost conceding from it. Here. Very far up, and a good challenge from Rexer. Menzu having to do a lot of work here, and Squix in a very awkward position. Dino will opt for the ball instead. Squix getting one reset, and it almost got the play into the top corner, but just the lack of resources made that a lot harder to do so. Renshiro almost getting that read off the ceiling. Most threatening indeed. Dino unable to hit that one. Doing mechanical error. Your Pridger from Squix might just double tap on his own goal. No. But definitely here Jungle Juicers threatening the net of Ruffle, and they have been for over a minute now. Rexer. That's caught out by Squix. I think that's a Swiss player, though I may be corrected by someone. Here, great 50 by Dino. Should get into midfield. And Squix, what is he doing? It doesn't matter. Dino, he does it on his own. Here, Dino, a great 50. And he's able to Doomsday dish it in as well. 3 minutes remaining. A 2-goal lead now for Ruffle, as momentum begins to sway the other way. Dino going for a pinch play. What the? Look at the speed of that. But Renshiro in position to save it. And now Rexer on the counter attack. Renshiro there going for the double tap. Doesn't quite read it correctly. Either potentially he didn't have the boost for it either. Now 50. Squix there. Rexer over the tosses, beaten a little bit, but a decent 50. Now Rexer going for the backboard. Squix in position, only to get it as far as Renshiro, who passes it over to tosses, caught out by the blue defense. Renshiro going for that backboard again. Menzu in position, clears it out to Dino. Unable to get to it first. Rexer with a big clearance. Tosses now, trying to collect the ball, but unable to really get control of it. There's Menzu. Attempting to clear it out, but again cut out by Renshiro extremely quickly. Seems to be a bit of corner party. Now Red Dino does eventually get it out, but then met by Renshiro on the opposite end of the corner. And now we're back to the same corner we were. Rexer trying to get above one, but Squix with a good read. Menzu clearing this one out. Rexer last man back, has to make a stop. He does so. Now trying to make a counter-attacking play. No boost to do anything with. As now Ruffle mounting more pressure. Now they're controlling on their own side. I thought they were gonna make a quick counter-attack play, but they opt to be a little bit more controlled. And it's a smart play, I think. Here, good shot coming out. Renshiro with the save, but as I was saying, I think it was a pretty smart play to play more controlled and not necessarily put up the infinite aggression. Because they are in a 2-goal lead, they don't have to risk getting that 3rd goal and overcommit potentially. So smart there from the side of Ruffle to play a little bit more controlled and take control of the game. Essentially, is what they've done. And 40 seconds remaining. Jungle Juicers have to come back from 2. Dino going for the flip reset, goes for the backboard read as well. Able to really make it work now. 30 seconds remaining. Jungle Juicers, a lot of work to do. But if they can go the extra mile, it would be such a mental battle to win if they were able to get on top. But 10 seconds remaining and too much ground to catch up on. Yeah, and that should be game. Ruffle able to take a game back here, and it's an impressive performance by them. And now it'll be hard to really tell how the series will be going. But you know, if I have to make a prediction, I'm gonna say that Jungle Juicers will be able to take the second game. I think that was a bit of a reality check. I think they came in a little bit soft early on, got a bit desperate to score, ended up conceding in the process, and then Ruffle just played a very controlled, very smart game afterwards. Definitely the better team in this game, but I don't really see it continuing into the next game at least. So yeah, I'm expecting a comeback from Jungle Juicers, but I'm willing to be proven wrong. Menzu will have the first play of the game. Going high, but Renshiro had it covered. Tosses. Unable to get up Renshiro. As Dino now goes for a counterattack. Redirect. Unable to make it work. Menzu with a shot. Rexer with a save. 20 seconds in and the action's already started. As a net of Jungle Juicers definitely was afraid. Rexer taking this one slow, getting a decent 50. Dino there, challenged by Renshiro. Squix with an awkward clearance, and Rexer will mount the play. Goes off the ceiling. Tosses does read it perfectly, but the save did come out from Ruffle, who definitely have stepped up their game here. I have to say I am impressed here. Pass coming in from Rexer into the midfield, but didn't quite get the second touch that he desired. Dino with a big clearance. Oh, looks like nobody's quite there, so ends up giving it away. Renshiro. Unable to make it work, Dino. Unable to even get the 50 there, and they're just giving the ball to each other now. Bit of a ping pong game, or tennis game if you will. Rexer with a shot, saved by Squix. It's a little bit tighter than I initially expected. Dino almost able to recover, but goes off to the side to play a little bit more safe. Now Squix able to get it to Menzu, taking his time, gets a 50. However, gets told there. You can tell there the call must have come through there, saying somebody's on the ball. So the communication seems to be decent now from Ruffle. Renshiro going for the shot, board down and in. No, it goes out eventually as Menzu gets it out of danger, but only for now. As the Jungle Juicers come forward, but a big clearance will save some time and allow the Ruffle players to get some boost. Ball not read correctly by Tosses. Renshiro should have probably put that a little bit higher for Tosses to try to make a play. As he was waiting on the backboard here, a couple of whips coming out. Renshiro with the shot, but saved by Menzu. Dino with a quick save as well. As Squix, pardon, controls it, doesn't quite get the hit he wanted to, and that really could have been the counter attack. They had a bit of space there to make it work. Rexer going high, going for the double tap. Menzu with a quick read. Now a quick counter attack. Dino's right there, saved by Renshiro. who saves it before the danger truly arrived. And Squiggs with a shot, and that will be the tie-breaking shot here. 2 minutes and 13 left. And Squiggs able to break the deadlock. Dino pushes this one forward just to clear. And now that they're in the lead, it's not as worrisome to do those clears where there's no real offensive threats. But one goal isn't the most clean lead, so not in a comfortable position as of yet. You know, controlling this one, gets a decent 50, but teammate will not commit to that one. Here, decent, eligible by Squiggs, very controlled, however, not quite challenging the defense enough. Here, Squiggs going for a decent dunk here on top of Rexer. Now, Menzu, Renshiro with a clear, but low boost here as pressure begins to mount from Ruffle. Gets it over the last man on the crossbar, however, unable to make it count for now. As they remain 1 goal up here, a big flick from Tosses off to Rexer. Didn't quite control the touch to try to double tap, and now Renshiro was alone for a second there, but the counterattack wasn't quite fast from Ruffle, which allowed time for the teammate to come back on the side of Jungle Juicers. As now Dino tries to get this to Menzu, shot comes through, saved by Rexer before it even got to the net. And now the defense is just non-existent from Jungle Juicers. I was gonna say, like, Tosses, you have to make a touch here. Nobody's there, you're the man for that ball now. And the touch didn't come through. I think maybe he really thought he had a teammate there. And I can understand why he covered high, but eventually there was a lack of adaptation there. Now just a free open net for Renshiro. A quick play straight off the kickoff, and yeah, the net of Ruffle just became a vacant lot there in the last 30 seconds. So Jungle Juicers have been given a lifeline, 30 seconds to try to tie things up, and it's definitely within the realm of possibility as well. Whiff coming out actually from Tosses will make this a bit harder for them. Oh, what a dunk from Renshiro. Is that the open net counter-attacking play? No, Squiggs gets in time. Gets there in time in defense. Rexer not quite controlled enough. And now Ruffle gets a decent clear and over to the orange side. 10 seconds remaining. Dino actually pressuring the side of Jungle Juicers even more. And 3 seconds now. 2-1. And another goal from Ruffle will secure this game to tie up the series now. 2-2. And now Jungle Juicers are in a problematic situation because they have to think to themselves whether they have to change their style heading into the next game, or whether it's just a matter of time until they win this series. Because I think they've been playing pretty decent. It's just a couple crucial moments where potentially the comms weren't quite ideal. But yeah, here very thin margins here by Ruffle to take that game. And I don't necessarily think Jungle Juicers have to change that much. Just make each other slightly more comfortable. Let each other know to not worry. Just play our game, or play their game, I should say. Talking about them. But yeah, we'll be going into game number 5, which will be Utopia Coliseum. Where is it? Utopia. There it is. It's Ugent Esports, no way. Is that a lander? Alright, as we head into game number 5, it's been a very tight affair here between Jungle Juicers and Ruffle. And I guess I have to stick with my prediction here for Jungle Juicers to take it eventually, but I have to say Ruffle, they've extremely impressed me in the last 2 games. Definitely come back and they look a lot more like a cohesive unit now. And they seem to have really gotten to the same pace and quality as Jungle Juicers, even besting them in the last 2 games. And will be interesting to see whether they can do the same in game number 5. As Menzu beats his man. Rexer in position, however, in defense. Going up high, Dino. Chazlik does get a decent bump here. Squiggs does not get a good touch whatsoever. Tossus does not have the boost, however, to make it count. Dino with a 50, but wasn't the ideal position there. The defensive structure there kind of came out of place there for Ruffle. Here, decent counter. Squiggs does have an open net. He does make it count. 1-0 a minute into the game, and Squiggs able to get the first goal on the board in game number 5. Yeah, I was going to say earlier, the defensive structure of Ruffle actually kind of became discombobulated a little bit. I felt like they were in a pretty dangerous position defensively. But I don't think it got... Oh my, Dino actually had an open net there, but couldn't quite get the pre-flip he wanted to quite get it on target. Though impressive, he almost did. I think Rexer, yeah, has to turn on that one. Almost able to get an open net opportunity there. Tossus now in the Dignitas decal. Switching up his core as well from Fennec to Octane. So a bit of a mental reset here for Tossus potentially. Not the worst idea. Here, what a flick from Rexer. Doesn't quite get it on target. So close to doing so. And it would have really kickstarted their momentum back up. Here in game 5, however, they have to do more work to try to tie things up now. Dino there going low. Renshiro does get the pre-jump challenge, however. Rexer. Big clearance here, only goes as far as Menzu. Renshiro passing that back to Tossus. Menzu still there. Ball chasing until he absolutely cannot go for the ball. That's a tactic that you might be surprised to see. Is originally when you start playing Rocket League, of course, ball chasing is said to be bad, but when you get to a certain rank, let's say around GC, it really gets taught to be used a little bit more because the offensive plays coming out from the teams become a lot better, and you have to sacrifice something to save a lot of these opportunities, cut them out before they get too dangerous, and that's why ball chasing can be extremely effective and also a useful way to surprise the opponents. Here, actually pretty awkward here, Dino. Almost double tapping that on his own net on accident. But Ruffle get away with it. Here Squiggs going on his own, able to buy some time at least. But now one man beaten. Tossus unable to flick the second man, Menzu. Teammate gets demoed, however. Here, ball on the back, but Rexer not there in time. Does get a 50, but the goal scoring opportunity has been wasted. As by very thin margins, they weren't able to be in the right position. What a shot from Tossus! A great passing play from the team of Jungle Juicers here. Renshiro pops it down to the middle. Tossus perfectly in position. And shot in the top corner. Rexer now trying to get the lead. A flip reset. Gets it over to Renshiro, only able to 50 it with the defense of Ruffle. Now Menzi, pass over to Dino. Renshiro in position. Dino was more than aware as he backed off. Now pass down in the midfield. Squiggs is there. And he makes it count. 40 seconds remaining. And Ruffle in the lead and in a likely position now to take game number 5. Seconds remaining on the clock as the Jungle Juicers have to score 1. If they don't, their opponents will be given match points and 2 opportunities to take the series. Individual effort not impressive enough from Rexer. Big pass from Rinchuri over to Rexer. Down to the backboard of Ruffle, but again the play just feathers out eventually. Gets dealt with by Ruffle. Tosses now. Menzu with a pre-jump challenge and he gets it as well. Renshiro beaten by Dino, but a double commit does come out. Pass over to Tosses. Does get beaten, however. Menzu with that extremely important touch. And that touch alone gives over the game to Ruffle. And now on match point. What map should we go on? We'll go on Urban Central. This could be a potential Game 7 as well, by the way. A very tight series here between Ruffle and Jungle Juicers. As we get game number 6 underway. A quick start, pretty important here for Jungle Juicers. As a lot of momentum is kind of important here for them to take this game. Big ball chase challenge here. Toss is able to get it to the side. The ball chase on that challenge. Able to get a pinch out. Waste some time and get some boost for his teammates. Rensher will be first on it. Gets it over to Tosses. Here taking his time. Doesn't quite get the musty he wanted, but he does disrupt the play a little bit. Same goes for Renshiro. Rexer with an early challenge. Gives it over to Dino, however. Starts up this air dribble. Going up high. Rexer with a save, but it goes down to the midfield. Renshiro there with an important touch to get it out. Tosses going for the corner read. Doesn't get one into a dangerous position, however. Rexer unable to keep control of that ball and ends up giving it to Menzu. Tosses trying to get this to the midfield, but Dino again, quick hit by him to stop the offense here from Jungle Juicers. Rexer going up high. Menzu on the backboard with big clearance. Tosses there. Controls it. 50'd by Dino. Big clears by Renshiro. Squicks in time. Renshiro in the midfield, puts it on the backboard. Menzu. Low boost, can't do much here. Rexer goes high. Dino there with a touch. Tosses backwards. Rexer tries to demo. I think this might just be an open net. Just about read by Tosses. A very awkward angle as the bounce came in from the post. The corner of the post. And now Jungle Juice is in the lead, and it'll be a tough task for them to keep it, as they have had problems doing so in the past couple of games here. Ruffle extremely impressive. Here pass down from Tosses down to Rexer, and again, what a play from Jungle Juicers. They've mentally reset completely and have been able to utilize Tosses very, very well on the backboard there. Tosses unable to get it down to a teammate. Renshiro just trying to waste some time, I believe. Tosses being pretty aggressive though. Rexer only man back. A lot of boost has been wasted there by Jungle Juicers. Big pre-jump challenge by Tosses. Will get a touch, however. Dino gets one reset. Gets it down to the midfield. Menzu's there, but not quite the position they wanted it to be. Now a pass over from Squicks. Rexer with a big clear. Tosses there. Menzu able to cut it out. Renshiro pass over to Tosses. Does slow down a little bit here. Tries to get the 50 in, but saved by Menzu. Squicks gets a decent touch here down to the midfield. Should be a goal. Rexer there. Nobody on the side of Ruffle to shoot. Eventually does come in, but saved by Tosses, who's just waiting at the bottom of the goal as it gets passed straight at him basically by the offensive Ruffle. And now, just under 2 minutes remaining. A good flick by Squicks, but saved out by Tosses yet again. Might just be an open net. Renshiro though in position, tracked back to get to that one as both of his teammates committed on the same play. Menzo here trying to get the angle, but too acute for him. Squix now goes past one, but a second one comes in. Rexer to save the day for Jungle Juicers. And Ruffle, they got 1 minute and 20 now to score 2 to take the series. If they score 1, that'll be a lot of momentum for them, as a little panic would settle in for Jungle Juicers, but it will not matter as Renshiro are able to get another one. Here, big play here, Dino, and probably a bit of aggression coming out from Ruffle, as they really needed one, as desperation settled in. I do want to mention though that Ruffle, I think they have been a little bit more passive ever since they've won that last game, and a little bit of passiveness coming out after they got on match point, and it might be just that thing of we're 1 game away from winning the series, like we have to make this one count, or you know, we really want to win this, because if we don't, we will go to game 7, in which case momentum will be against you. Good play, however, from Ruffle to at least get some momentum into next game, but 45 seconds, I suppose it's still in the realm of possibility. Now Dino gets this in the midfield, Menzu's there, gets another pass over to Squix, but cut out by both Tosses and Renshiro. Dino actually getting a bump on Tosses there, rather impressive. 1 minute and 30, no sorry, only just 30 seconds remaining now. 2 goals to make up for, as Ruffle try to mount any type of offensive play here. Menzu gets it over to Dino, gets it back to Menzu, who's there off the ceiling. Save comes out from Renshiro. 9 seconds remaining, and that should be it now. And Jungle Juicers, they have fought back. They've lost, I think, 3 games in a row, and they've mentally come back. The Tosses card change as well, potential contribution, and we will be going to game 7, Champions Field coming underway. Where's Champions Field, guys? There it is. And I mean, my original prediction after the first game was for Jungle Juicers to take this, so I'm sticking by it. They have the momentum from last game. However, Ruffle, I mean, when you look at the last 4 games, they've looked like the better team on average, so could go either way, as players have postured up here for game number 7. Menzu going past one, gets it to the midfield. Rodino was there, but he whips the ball. A mechanical error coming out from Ruffle, as now Tosses on the counter attack. Saved out by Squix. Oh no, I got some latency variation. Dino here able to get it to Squix. Tosses. Actually making this a lot more dangerous than what I thought it would be. Squix able to get it to the midfield. Menzu's there, goes for the backboard. Rexer has to make a touch, does so as well. Renshiro with another one, but I think that was just a pretty dangerous touch actually. Menzu unable to make it count. Now Tosses, unsure what he was doing there. I think he lost control of the ball a little bit. Rexer with a shot saved out by Menzu. Dino tries to clear it out. Renshiro still applying pressure. Big clear from Tosses. Renshiro keeps this somewhat controlled. Here's Squix getting over one. Still trying to pinch, but I think he was on low boost. Rexer, a lot of boost here to try to clear this one out. Gets it past one. Bit of time here, but low boost now from Rexer. Unable to do too much. Renshiro almost getting vast defense, but Dino gets back. Over to Menzu now, over to offense. Ruffle. Here, big challenge from Squix coming out. Dino. Pass down to Menzu. Over to Dino, almost making it count there, but Rexer getting in time. And Jungle Juicers defensively, they stand strong as Ruffle had a couple of very threatening opportunities on the orange net. Renshiro stays low, gets the 50 in, no, it's out, it bounces off the post onto the crossbar and finds its way out of the net. A very close effort there from the Jungle Juicers. But they'll have to remain patient as it remains tied 0-0. No goals scored here in Game 7. Champions Field. As we enter the second half of the game. Renshiro here, P-jumped by Menzu, gets it down to the midfield. Dino already up there, but Rexer on the backboard will not have any issues dealing with that. Big clang coming out over to Dino. Big shot as well, but Rexer in position. Again, defensively, both teams really in the right positions right now, but there, a lot of despeраcy coming out, but Renshiro with the important save. They were really low on boost there, Jungle Juicers, and Renshiro able to bail his teammates out. As Ruffle continue to mount even more pressure here. But a quick counterattack could mean that it was all for naught. Jungle Juicers having to really kind of play on the back foot in this game. Menzu getting to the midfield again. Dino does get it on target. And 1-0 for Ruffle. 1 minute 38 remaining. And Jungle Juicers, they're not just on the back foot on the field, but also on the scoreline now. Rexer unable to read it, and now the mentality will truly be tested of Jungle Juicers as they have to go the extra mile to try to win this in game number 7. Dino. Oh, it's controlled enough. Renshiro gets the 50. Menzu. 50 high by Renshiro. Squix goes solo. Renshiro. I think that's a goal actually, Squix! It gets basically 50 on his own teammate and is able to send it all the way downfield. Renshiro, last man, gets beaten. He dropped down, and look at that, the bump into his own teammate, and Squix will be rewarded with a goal. And 2 goals up are Ruffle. A lot of work to be done here by Jungle Juicers, and Menzu will make that so much harder here. Gets a pass downfield as well. A lot of disturbance here by Menzu, just wasting a lot of time. And they've been very, very good whenever they've been in the lead, Ruffle. And I don't see Jungle Juicers coming back. 40 seconds remaining now. Renshiro unable to get to the midfield. Tosses will have to be the man back. Saves it just barely. Renshiro double committing with Rexer. A lot of panic creeping in now on the side of Jungle Juicers. Rexer unable to read that one. That's not going in, is it? No, Toss is able to read it out. Able to pinch it out as well. All the way to the blue half. And Menzu collects. Rexer challenges it out. Tries to keep it controlled, but no boost. I'm not sure why he tried to control it rather than passing in mid. Now Toss is having to do some work, and 10 seconds remaining. And Jungle Juicers, I think it might just be too much. And Toss is just unable to get the acute angle. And that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruffle will be your grand finalists as they've taken down Jungle Juicers in a Game 7 thriller. Wow, just wow. I mean, what a performance there by Ruffle. I really thought Jungle Juicers was going to be the ones that at the end of the day came out on top in that series, but Ruffle, just outstanding. They really grew into that series as well, dropped the game at the end, but got the Game 7 dub, and wow, they really stepped it up and got better than Jungle Juicers. So, an amazing performance by Ruffle, and we will be going to a back screen. When I get back to you, we will have the grand finals coming up, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
She lost herself somewhere in the rain. Said she won't look back, she won't look back at all the pain. And just some bruises, we'll get in that car. Get out to nowhere, get out to nowhere. Brand new start, bending all omissions, cynical positions. Stay true through all transitions. Heart isn't made of stone. Eyes are getting blurry, no need to hurry. Everything is fine, you don't need to worry. Love is not a home. You do it just fine, do it just fine. You do it just fine, do it just fine. Don't get yourself lost. Why are you? You do it just fine, do it just fine. You do it just fine, do it just fine. You said good morning to an empty bed, and now he's mourning all the words he left unsaid. She's somewhere out there, somewhere in the rain, and less is more, and war is war, and everything just is the same. Abandon all missions, cynical positions, stay true through all transitions. Heart isn't made of stone. Eyes are getting blurry, no need to hurry. Everything is fine, you don't need to worry. Your love is not a home. Do it just fine, do it just fine. Do it just fine, do it just fine. Don't get yourself lost. Why are you? You do it just right, do it just fine. Do it just fine, do it just fine. Do it just fine, do it just fine.
a lifestyle dark. Honey, when I write, get a tight flow spark. What a psycho chart, playing dice, go starter. Who are you? Better know yourself. Know your soul, gotta know your wealth. Slow your roll, get a hold, don't melt. And don't you fall when I feel like hell. Well, who am I? Am I and me? I'm not the one you wanna fuck with. Late nights messing up my sleep, so I'm flustered. Taking out aggression with my pen because I trust it. Writing, trying to get myself a lamb color cuss for the game. Leave him hanging by his chain. Click, bang, feeling rage, feeling fire in my brain, feeling insane. And it's story, feel the flame. 45 to my brain, praying more and please hell. No glory. Taking out aggression with my pen because I trust it. But you wanna get myself a lamb color custard.
Remember, I used to be that kid that every day would get rejected. Y'all got my story, the glory was painted on a song. I'm mortified but feel immortal. This pen to this paper always open up different portals. It's I and me, it's me and I'm by myself. I'm down the ride, I'm taking on the tide. Size of tsunamis touching the sky. I got a quick scan. It's time to move, leaving everything else behind. I got something to prove. I'm just riding away, no, I ain't running away. I got memories set, oh, I'm just finding my place where I belong to. Feeling glory in my soul. Hey, I'm riding away, I'm finding my place. Yeah, I gotta escape, yeah, that's what I gotta do. See you on the other side, see you on the other side, see you on the other side. Yeah, no. Understand it, this wasn't the plan. Don't wanna demand it, I've done what I can. And I never mentioned the times you were rude. And I never mentioned when you hear the truth. Scared to lose it all, I will stand a chance. And I don't wanna fake. What if I can't walk away? You gotta say away. these are us all. Maybe it's madness. I'm begging you, please pick up the call. You're causing me damage. I should've known, wasn't your fault. Don't even matter. I wasn't thinking clear, trying to take it there. Scared to lose it all. I won't stand a chance, and I don't wanna fake it. What if I can't walk away? You got me standing in the rain, hoping I don't make the same mistake. Same mistake. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. I'm just standing in the rain, hoping I don't make the same mistake. I wish you stayed the same. I know we too many thoughts. I wish we stayed the same. I got way too many thoughts in my brain.
Hello, we're back. We've got the grand final coming up. I'm gonna call Timmins. We're gonna co-cast this one. Let's get them in. Let's get him in. Let's get him in. He's not answering my call, guys. No.
Hello.
Yo, he's answered the call. Let's go.
Sorry, I was filling my water bottle up.
That's fair enough. Alright, we got the grand final coming up. Mr. Oliver Timmins.
Damn, really? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. You know,
Oh, yeah,
I
I
just
was
casted a
unaware.
game 7, mate. I just casted a game 7.
You lost the game 7, blimey. It was game 5 for me. Yeah. Yeah, day 1, round 2. You know, it was a hard fought battle by Control Esports. They did really well, especially in the last game. Took it to, you know, quite a long overtime. We had like overtime in like every game. I swear to God. But yeah, it was unfortunate for Control Esports, who had just, you know, sublime defense. A bit of luck, I'd argue, a little bit of luck.
A little bit of
some
luck,
moments.
you say.
Yeah, just indeed, but just a few times Control Esports, they really should have conceded maybe, but, you know, alas. I think day 1, round 2 are the deserved finalists here. Obviously, I haven't really seen much of Rothel, other than I think I casted them once in the qualifier. But I really couldn't say who's favourite to win this.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw a game 7, so I think the mentality has to be given, or I guess at least complimented here from Rothel, because they went 2 games down, and generally speaking, when you go 2 games down, it's very tough to mentally come back, because a lot of teams, they check out after losing 2 in a row. Let's just say that. And Rothel, they toughed it out. I'm not even sure if they actually overall are a better team, but they definitely played better throughout the 7 games. Badness here starting off, and he's already got a flick off. 1-0 for Badness, and I've got to say, by the way, Mr. Timmins, I've cast this day 1 round 2 before last time, and they won in game 5 in the qualifiers versus Royals 5. Got swept today by Rothel, so if you base it off just results, this is actually favouring Rothel.
Yeah, if you look at it like that, it is interesting. Obviously, though, it's not how it's gone so far. Rothel having gone 1 down relatively early on. With Badness just getting another shot off here. With Squirrel having to come in right in the nick of time to save it from the bottom corner. But yeah, it should be. See, it's difficult to say who's going to win this. Obviously, different events have happened, different games have happened. But yeah, right now, game 1 obviously in favour of Ruffle, but it is a best of 7. Although, you know, a game 1 win is always good for the mental. It always, you know, it proves to you that no matter what happens in the series, you can beat the team. But, you know, best of 7, if you lose game 1, not a huge deal. There's a lot of time to come back.
Yeah, I will say that even though they went to Game 5 in that qualifying round versus Royals 5, and they didn't look so impressive in the first 2 rounds, but I will say in those last 3 games against them, they looked so extremely good, and I have to say, I think they're the most mechanical team that I've seen. So for them, it's just a question of whether they can get the comms right or the cohesion, and Ruffle have definitely showed that today, that they do have that. So I think in terms of individual talent, however, day 1, round 2, they are the superior team. So I think this should be a really interesting test of different qualities on either side here.
Yeah, I'd say the only problem with day 1, round 2 is the name of the guys. I mean, ready? Day 1, round 2. Weird name, guys. But irregardless, you know, the name of your team doesn't really matter, and I have to say, they played very well. They did convincingly win that semi-final in the end. They were on top quite a lot. It may have been a hard-fought battle, but they were quite convincingly the victors. But you know, they've been very solid on defense. Obviously their offense has been sublime, which is what's really got them through to this final game. But their defense, for me, from what I've seen, it just seems to be quite hard to penetrate. And as I say that, there's a goal here for Squirrel, who after a bit of a mishap in defense, as I was saying, that their defense is good. Twins are unable to get a hit, Bad isn't able to get a hit, and then just almost an own goal. I think Squirrel's shot would have gone in regardless. But commentator's curse, as I'm saying, their defense is good. Squirrel would get the equaliser.
Yeah, it was a bit of a ricocheting off the post there, and I wasn't sure whether it was actually going to end up in the back of the net, but eventually they do capitalize, and the defense, they had a couple of good stops there, as you say, day 1, round 2, but eventually it wasn't enough, as now Annex gets it to the midfield. Banders coming out with the shot, but saved by Menzu, getting it back to the blue side. But Annex now looking for a pinch. No, I'm not sure what the hell was going on there, but not looking too cohesive starting out here from day 1, round 2.
Yeah, I think that might be a case of nerves. Obviously, you're in the final now. This is where all the money's at, and sure, any team would like to win the $90 sort of runner-up prize. That doesn't compare to the £210, oh sorry, dollars you can win from winning the whole thing. So I think it's just a case of nerves, maybe a little bit of miscommunication coming out. They just got to keep themselves calm and composed, and they'll be absolutely fine.
Twinser. He actually used a very different name. I forgot what it was, but he used a bit of a trolly name last time. What a shot here, saved by Badness, gets there in time. Badness, the Belgian representative here in the grand final, the only one to my knowledge. So I gotta respect that as a Belgian myself. Badness coming out with another shot. Dina with a decent save. Demoed out though. And NX probably should have challenged the defense a little bit more there now. Squixie gets a terrible, oh no, brilliant pass I meant. But the shot just slightly wide. As Menzi now tries to control it back. A quick challenge coming out, making it a bit awkward for him. And now a demo kind of progressed the play forwards.
Yeah, so far I'd say the main difference between the two teams, obviously other than Ruffle, I'd argue that they've seemed a little bit stronger on their offense. The main difference I think has just been controlling of the nerves. So obviously the reason why Ruffle equalised, for me at least, it seemed just to be a case of just a little bit of an error from the day 1 round 2 roster, and that again, like I said, probably down to nerves. So I think that's the main difference here. Maybe Ruffle are better at controlling their emotions. Menzu goes up first, hits it back down to Squirrel, it's a shot off onto the crossbar, then it gets a shot, but it will be saved by Badness just in the nick of time.
Day 1 round 2 kind of getting away with that one, but almost a counter attack. Good challenge in the midfield from Ruffle there again. Now Squixie trying to get a last second opportunity, but a good save again coming out from day 1 round 2. Oh, a quick shot, but should be easily dealt with as we go into overtime.
Who would have to ask? I've been saying Squirrel, is it Squixie?
I say Squix, or Squixie, but I don't know what it's meant to be, if I'm being completely honest.
I may move to Squixie, that might make more sense, but I have been saying Squirrel, I will admit.
I mean, I don't know how text works. When people have these these weird names where they have weird numbers or weird letters that aren't supposed to be there. I don't know what it's supposed to be, so I actually just read out what it literally says, kind of. Oh, great shot saved out by Twinzer, however. And now, definitely Day One Round 2 on the back foot, and they have been for quite a while since that first goal. Had a lot of trouble moving the play down to the other end. The shot comes through from Dino, and the cohesiveness has come through here from Ruffle as they take the first game. They continue the momentum they got in the last series, taking, I believe, 4 games out of the last 5 they played, or 3 out of the last 4 they played in the semi-final, and now starting extremely impressive in the grand finals.
Yeah, I think that's a well-deserved win for Ruffle. Obviously, they played very well, even though they conceded first with a relatively simple, primitive flick from Madden and just being unable to be saved. I think it was Menzu in the end. But yeah, I have to say, after that, Ruffle were very strong. They kept a lot of offensive pressure. The likes of Day One Round 2, eventually they crumbled. And yeah, I'd say Ruffle, they're looking good so far.
Man just used primitive. It's a pretty nice Oasis drink I'm drinking here, I have to say. You know, hydration check in the chat, guys. Make sure you hydrated. Alright, well, we're gonna get Game 2 underway now over in Sovereign Heights, a personal favourite map of Timmins, as he's mentioned yesterday in the Ascended tier. And I think Day 1, Round 2, they're gonna need a really good start here if they want to increase their chances of winning, because in that last match we saw, it was just the beginning they were good, but then for the rest it was just all Ruffle taking complete control of the game. As now Band is going for a reset there, cut out by Squixie, and now Annex tries to make a very impressive play, gets a decent 50, as now Twinzer will try to make it count even more.
Yeah, when you go down 1-0 in a series, obviously it's game 1, it's always a lovely one to win. You can make the argument that if you lose it, you can make the argument that it's just a bit unlucky. If you lose 2 in a row, however, that's when things might get a little bit worrying for a team, and they go, oh, you know, this opposition are good. They've taken 2 from us. So I think this will be an important game for Day 1 Round 2. They're going to want to win this, but as they get their mental, Squixie tries to get a shot off. Bowden's just about getting to it, unable to get the clearance though, as Menzu tries to keep up the force. And X, a little bit awkward on the wall. Dino tries to get it mid. Squixie will turn for it. That's a great shot, but Bowden is just about managing to get a save.
Yeah, I think out of the 2 teams, Ruffle has been better, and I think like Ruffle has proven already that they can come back from going 2 games down, as it did in the semi-finals just now. And if Ruffle were able to do that here, it would be extremely interesting to see whether Day 1 Round 2 have that same type of mental prowess. Could be the difference here, and Day 1 Round 2 they've been able to stay alive. They've kept things tied here for the majority of this game so far, and I think they're looking slightly more comfortable in defense, I want to say.
Yeah, well, I'd argue that obviously Day 1 have just, you know, they've been on the defense. I mean, they haven't really had an attack yet that's too much to be speaking of, as Squixie tries to get another shot on net here. But, you know, I haven't casted this Ruffle team before, really. Obviously, I think I had 1 time in the qualifier. So who is any standout players on this Ruffle lineup you'd say could really give them the edge in the final series?
Well, I think they're a pretty cohesive team, so it's hard to really mention a standout mechanically, because I feel like they really try to work together a lot. But for me, I think, I don't know, I feel like all 3 of them is pretty expressive, but I guess Squix would be just, by slim margin, would be my main one to look for. A great save by Squix right there. The ball now goes back to the midfield, another save coming out from Squix. Now Twinzer onto the backboard. Bandus comes out, going for the backboard as well, but a good read by Menzu, who's able to push the ball back forwards.
Yeah, the main difference I saw between Troll Esports and Day 1 Round 2 is their passing plays. It seems to me that Day 1 Round 2 were able to just pass the ball around a little bit better than Control, who seem to be so worried that they need to clang the ball out every single time. So, you know, Control, they were getting a few passing plays going, but I'd argue if Day 1 Round 2 can sort of pass it around like they did in that semi-final match, they could have a chance to get a goal here. But as we say that, it is Ruffle who have had a majority of the attacks in this Game 2 game. Dino might get an attack going here. He gets into the middle even with Zero Bruce, and Squixie gets the shot off, but NX just about touches it down. The Badness will just about clear it.
They haven't had much offense, but defensively they've been very strong, almost scoring down on the counter. Did day 1, round 2. But defensively, yeah, they've had a bit of a masterclass today. Today, I say, in this game specifically. But now NX moving this one down forwards, trying to get the dunk. Does get it in a threatening position. Twins are going up, actually faking that one, but Dino had it read all the way through.
We remain goalless in this game as you go into the last minute. Both teams, obviously, day 1, round 2 having done this more so. Both teams, though, have been strong on the defense. You might argue that day 1 ended a bit of a saviour when NX managed to make the save just sort of a minute ago. Ruffle have seemingly been the slightly stronger side, but you can't say that day 1 deserve to be losing as of yet, because they have been very strong on their defensive side.
Been very, very impressive indeed, as now Squix actually trying to mount a play there. Double commit coming out, should open up some space here for day 1. Round 2, pass down in the midfield, cut out by Menzu, very important there. Could have been the difference maker if that found its way to a teammate. A good shot coming out from Badness, and it's there to secure it, and there you go. Defense definitely wins you championships. If you got defense holding out for the whole game until the very end where you get a counter play, NX able to get the potentially winning goal here.
Interesting tactic here from day 1, round 2. I know that you, Saib, have your chat off, but Twinsy did hit them with the what to save. So
Oh no.
perhaps trying to win a mental game here. Twinsy.
Oh, he's gone!
He's card
He's gone. No, he's gone. No, he's gone. He's done. GG's. No, I'm just kidding.
Congratulations, Ruffle.
That was a good series, guys. See you later, Claude.
Oh.
Alright, okay, we're going to Neo Tokyo. Let me find Neo Tokyo.
Badness also close. You know,
I think they might be
a bit nervous that they're gonna lose. They're trying to batter their opponents with words.
Yeah, they're trying to get into their heads a little bit. Reportedly. Oh.
Heads rent 3.
Alright.
Yeah, you saw that game. Day 1, round 2 had at most half the attacks of Ruffle. It didn't matter in the end, as their defense was just so strong. That's what I was mentioning before. Even though, as I said it in the first game, they ended up conceding, their defense is one of their strongest attributes. And that's an example of it. You know, they kept the ball out of their net, and with just 8 seconds remaining, they managed to get one past the Ruffle defense.
They most certainly did, but I have to say, you know, even though those type of tight games can be the difference makers in series, I have to say, throughout the series, you do have to look impressive in a good amount of the games to actually win them. You can't play defense on the majority of every single game and win the series. It is possible, but it's extremely unlikely. So I do have to say, day 1, round 2, they still have to step it up if they want to win this series.
A bit of miscommunication there, as Twins are also one to hit it with an X. Clears it out now. It will be Squixie. Takes it to his own corner. No more boost to go for it. Twins might be able to get a shot, but it is 50'd out. And X is there. He's got the boost. Can he get it mid? Squixie will be clearing it off the backboard. The attack is relentless though, as Twins tries to get it into the middle. Bad will have to hit it back. So
Here, big clear. NX right there on low boost. Gets it to Twinser. Does not really get it threatening, ends up giving it away to Dinos. To Squixie, but Badness is there. Challenge only on 12 boost here. Tries to get it to the midfield, but nobody's there. Twinser will have to make up for it a little bit. Getting it to his own backboard over to Badness. Getting another clear. Here 50 NX and Dino. And now the ball in the corner. Menzu, big clear. Only gets it as far as Badness. Hits it laterally. Follows it up nicely. What a boost here, and actually a whiff coming out. Just a wasted opportunity there from round 1, day 2. But they're still actually pressuring. They're pressuring a lot now in the early stages of this game. Ruffle on the counter attack, however, easily dealt with as NX cuts it out. And now a big clearance from NX.
you might argue the pendulum of offensive pressure has swung in the way of Day One Round 2, who, almost mirroring how it was in the previous match, seem to be on the attack a hell of a lot more than Roffle. I mean, they haven't managed to capitalise on it as of yet, but it is looking good for them. If they can keep offensive pressure, eventually Roffle might crack, and eventually they'll get a 1-0 goal.
I think it's also just a question for Day One Round 2 whether they can actually make their mechanics effective in this this setting, because you know I keep mentioning it, but when I casted them last time, they looked so incredibly mechanical, but they just weren't quite going for the right mechanics. I want to say going for certain double taps when it wasn't really required, going for mechanical plays that are simply too hard in this 3v3 setting against these quality teams. And I think they've settled it down a little bit in this series in comparison to Zen. Definitely look a bit better. Big bump coming out. Twins are almost with a dunk on Menzu, but Menzu the savior here on the side of Roffle. And it would be funny if we had a repeat of last game, only this time Roffle are able to get a late counter.
Yeah, that would be ironic if, after such a swing of momentum, Roffle were the ones who took a late winner. Obviously, you mentioned that Day One Round 2, you know, they take a lot of flashy plays, even though they might be a bit too dangerous for them. You know, you've got to remember, this isn't a freestyle tournament, this is a simple 3v3 tournament. Just quickly gets that into the backboard. NX might try and take this into the backboard himself. It's not the best of hits, he has 0 boost and can't get a dunk. Squixie takes it out of his corner. Can he get it past Twinzer? Not quite. Menzu. And it's straight back to Twinzer though. Twinzer managed to get a small dunk to it. There's a drag race between Dino and NX.
Was a double commit there as well. Could have opened up some space there, but it didn't get taken advantage of. As now Badness clearing the ball out to nobody. Will just end up being in possession of Roffle. Another clang, and look at that challenge from NX. I think he pre-jumped it a little bit as well. Now Squixie on really low boost, so will have to make do with not a lot. Now Badness on the counter. Dino will have no problem saving that. Needs some recovery as well. Twinzer going high. 15 with Menzu. A shot coming through. No double tap from NX. And the shot does get secured by Badness. They have actually been rewarded with the pressure they've put on the entire game. And now, Day One Round 2 really looking more and more impressive.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was an interesting hit. I think Dino managed to get a slight touch to that in the end. But it wasn't enough to keep it out. It looks like we won't see a mirroring of the previous game, as it will be Day One Round 2 take the first goal. And it will seem like the offensive pressure keeps up. Badness just about unable to get it past Menzu. And Roffle are going to want to try and get one last goal as they go down to 40 seconds remaining. Squixie tries to get a mid. NX gets it past Menzu. Badness unable to get the better touches. Dino takes it high. Can he get it past one here? Gets the reset. Can't get it on though. Squixie takes the shot, but Badness able to get a save in the end. And he might have a completely open wide net.
Completely open.
Where on earth is the Roffle defense?
Yeah, I've seen this before. I think in the qualifier. No, actually not from the qualifier. I saw it in the qualifier from the team that actually scored. But yeah, a vacant lot there to supply Day One Round 2 with a 2-goal lead, and 10 seconds remaining pretty much will make it extremely unlikely here for Roffle to come back. An attempt at to put it midfield, but it's all for naught. And now Day One Round 2, 2 games in a row, and Roffle, they'll be tested on their mentality yet again now, as they've lost 2 games in a row.
Yeah, well, they've got to keep in mind that they know they can beat this Day One Round team. So they won game 1, they know it's doable. And they didn't play awfully that game. It was interesting to see how Day One Round 2 seemed to have come into their element. Kept up a lot of attacks. And Roffle, they seemed to be a bit unsure on what to do. They didn't really have any opportunities that struck me as necessarily very difficult for Day One Round 2 to save. And Roffle has got their hands to take a look at themselves. Tell themselves that they can still win. The USA chant of "We believe that we will win," if you might. But yeah, they're just gonna have to make sure they don't let us get them down.
I got a prediction question for you, Nolly.
Yeah.
Who's taking the next game? I want to know who's taking it.
Well, that's a difficult one, right?
Not the series, just the next game.
Yeah, just the next game. Okay, just the next game.
Just the next game. We got Day 1 round 2 in the lead of the series, and they've looked like the best team in this third game, but probably in the last two. Ruffle taking the advantage overall.
Yeah, well, what I'm gonna say, my mind's telling me, just completely normal thoughts. My mind's telling me that Day 1 round 2 are gonna be able to carry us forward and take the next game, but something in my heart is telling me that Ruffle might win this one. Obviously, you said that Ruffle you think might be the better side. Obviously, it's a battle of skill, but also a battle of mental. So whether Ruffle can come back from that 2-game loss, we're waiting to see. But something tells me that Ruffle are going to take this game. I don't know why though.
No, I think so too. I think Ruffle, they've lost 2 games in a row here, but I think they've got the mentality like they showed in the semi-final to really come back from that. And I think the side of Day 1 round 2 might have a bit of an ego there, so I'm not surprised if it works at Menzu. Able to just pinch that off the midfield line all the way in, and I mean, not the greatest goal to concede if you're Day 1 round 2.
Yeah, that might be a case, as you said, the ego. Did they get a bit complacent after winning 2 games in a row, maybe? Because just like Ruffle last game, they seem to have just left their net completely untended. Menzu are just a almost free goal, if you will. Dino tries to strike one in there. Will be cleared out though. So the back wall, can he get a clearance here? It won't happen as Squixy tries to get it mid. Constant offensive pressure here from Ruffle. Menzu can't get it past Twinzer. Dino, however, takes up the wall. Squixy's up for it. Can't get it past Bandes though. The attack is still on though. Menzu tries to get it mid.
On.
Can he get it on? Just about from Menzu. I don't believe it.
I mean, that is an exercise in finesse as Menzu gets a very acute double tap angle. 2-0 in the lead are Ruffle now, and they've truly come back from their miseries in the last 2 games and looking extremely impressive now.
Yeah, that was just a case of, I don't think the ball went into the orange half for a solid sort of 30 seconds there. There was constant pressure from the Ruffle lineup. They did not let up whatsoever. Eventually, Day 1 round 2 was going to end up showing some cracks, and Menzu, you've got to give him credit, it was a very incredible shot coming out from him as Badness almost puts one in there, and next puts it mid, and Twinzer will find it. And as we're saying that Ruffle have found their spark, it's an immediate response from Day 1 round 2.
I think the defense there from Ruffle, inspired by that of Day 1, not Day 1, inspired by their own defense they showed in the last game, where it was basically vacant lots, only I guess this time there were some cobwebs on the side, just a couple cars just chilling there without any boost, hoping for the best, but unfortunately they did concede on that play, as Twinzer actually gets bumped out by Squix there. And Dino, I mean the whole defense of Ruffle completely awkward here. Day 1 round 2 they should be taking advantage, but that played, I mean, just rather lackluster there. You know, they put up a lot of pressure, low boost scenario for Ruffle, and Day 1 round 2 unable to capitalize.
Yeah, Dino there tries to get a shot on. Twinzer can't quite get it past Squixy. It should fall to Badness though. Not the best of clearances from Squixy, but will get a hit. There's some impressive wave dashes off the wall. Dino, can he get this mid with only 18 boost whilst backwards? No, NX with some backward defense. This is going to be another case of Ruffle having some constant offensive pressure as Menzu tries to get yet another goal to make it 3-1. It's unable to happen though. But this Ruffle, again, they're just having constant offensive pressure.
Squix now, going for a solo effort. I've seen him just swerve in the air, just flying slowly in the defense, looking at him as if he's a god. Menzu now with a pinch, and that's on target. What a pinch from a very extremely acute angle right in front of their nets. Nobody really respecting him here, just thinking, I mean, he can't put it that high, can he? No, he can. It's Menzu. 3-1 now in favor of Ruffle, and mechanics have been put on display. I mean, I said they would run 2 in a more mechanical team, but Ruffle in this game in particular really proving me wrong.
And Menzu there with 2 goals that have just struck me. It's incredible as Dino makes it 4-1 when the Day 1 round 2 defense just unable to do anything against this Ruffle. It seems like we were accurate in our assessment that Ruffle, for whatever reason, we're going to come back this game stronger. and they've definitely proven it. I was going to say after game 2 that this just wasn't looking like a goal fest, with just a few goals having been scored. But now, I mean, look at this, 4-1 in this game.
Yep.
It's definitely looking like the floodgates have opened.
The individual efforts of Ruffle really rewarding them with a bunch of goals, plenty of goals here, traded in between themselves. Other than, unfortunately, Squix, of course. RIP, my guy. Free up, my guy. Can we get a goal for Quixie? Oh, he couldn't steal it. He couldn't steal it. That's very unfortunate.
That's Menzu's hat trick now. This guy's on fire in this match. He's putting them in, shot after shot. Something's happened to the day 1 round 2 defense. Is it a case of they've given up on this one match and is hoping to go next? As NX tries to get a shot off there, it's an excellent effort, but Squixie gets a save and the rebound not able to be achieved.
I think they honestly got in their own heads. Day 1 round 2, I think they really just got in their own hands. After they conceded 1 or 2, I think their trash talk, I think it's more representative of their own mentality rather than affecting the opponents here, and I think that's really been displayed in this game in particular by Ruffle. But I mean, overall, we might see them come back in the next one. They've looked impressive, and I were able to come back from their game 1 defeat as well. But I mean, in this game, I mean, it's been absolute domination by Ruffle here, to say the least.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like it could be a close final. Good to see that you haven't had a complete wash from one side. I think it is true that day 1 round 2 are probably just looking to go on to the next game as soon as possible here. It's very unlikely that they bring it back from 5-1. And Ruffle are they're gonna look at this game and maybe carry this momentum through as Dino tries to make it 6. Can't quite do it though.
Look at the ego on that man. He didn't even pass it to the backboard man. My Squix has been looking for goals and he's just...
It's poor Squix. He just can't get one this game, can he? After 5 goals, 3 for Menzu, 2 for Dino. Poor Squix. He still managed to put it into 2nd position in terms of the point. But yeah, you got to feel for him. It was 4 from Menzu and 1 from Dino.
Look at that, by the way. That's 13 shots to 4 in that game. 5-1 on the scoreline. And that is a tied up series, I believe, 2-2 now between these two great teams in a grand final of Titans 3. And I gotta put you on the spot again. Who's winning the next game?
In the next game, honestly, after a match like that, with 5-1, I gotta say, Ruffle, take 1 more. You know, at least 1 more, and day 1 round 2. They might see, obviously Ruffle, if they take 1 more, they might get a bit complacent, or at least play a bit more passively. Because it's interesting to see that the offensive pressure has swung both ways. It started off at Ruffle, then it went to day 1 round 2, now it's back with Ruffle. I think Ruffle will maintain it for now, but once they get 1 game away from winning it, they might start playing more passively, and that might be when day 1 round 2 start to really apply the pressure.
I've just had a DM of a player telling me that he didn't realize he got invited to the Ascended tier. That's unfortunate, my friend Semtex, but maybe you can join the next one.
Next one in like
in 3 years. But yeah, regardless, we've got game number 5 now underway. Keep in mind this is best of 7 for this grand final, and I don't know. I'm not too sure who's gonna win this one, but we've got Squiggly on the ball. Badness able to challenge that one appropriately. Twins are backing off there. Dino really low boost. Does make the most of it though. Gets a decent pass. NX can't do anything about that. Now the shot coming through from Menzu. And they're able to keep the momentum going from last game as they continue to dominate early on. 30 seconds in and are already leading.
Yeah, Menzu has been absolutely sensational in front of net, you must say. He got 4 last game. It's open, just 32 seconds into this one. He's already got another. What do you think day 1 round 2 needs to do differently to prevent these Ruffle goals?
What they need to do differently, I think they have to give a lot of respect here, because I think they've come into this, I mean, they've been toxic in the chat, and that's fine, but I think some of it is due to not quite giving the respect to the opponents that they probably should be, and other than that, I think the communication needs to be improved. I think the cohesiveness has to be improved. This has to be just a complete rework of this team, other than their mechanics, which is really, really good. So I just want them to get on the same page here, because I feel like they haven't quite been as of yet. And just generally speaking, provide more respect to the offense of the opponents, because it's been absolutely top tier from Ruffle.
Yeah, I just say day 1 round 2 of a good defense, but if you don't respect what your opponents are going to do, it doesn't matter how good you are, because you're just not going to think they do well. As NX, I think could have got a better shot off there after a demo against Ruffle. As Twins will try and take this down. Can he dunk it off Menzu? Not quite. Can he get the clear here? NX fitches it with him. That will be pinched out by Dino. Twins is going to get a touch of that.
Oh, never
Yeah,
mind.
or very almost. I think it might have hit the post. But now, is it going to be a case of day 1 round 2 finally start respecting their opponents?
It's a great
They
bump.
weren't toxic last time, but you know, I think I agree with you that they need to sort of be stronger on the defense. But what happened here?
I mean, I don't blame Dino here. He gets badness there, going for the bump, and he thinks maybe if the opponent goes high and I go for the squishy save, I can save it. So I can understand it. It wasn't the ideal effort, but I wouldn't laugh at it either personally. Yeah, it's just a very good play there by day 1, round 2, and now they're really beginning to challenge Ruffle, and I hope to see the same. As I mean, Ruffle has been playing absolutely amazing, so day 1, round 2, stepping up a little bit.
Yeah, it's possible that they did learn to respect their opponents after, you know, they won 2 games, got a bit cocky, then lost a game 6-1. Or was it 5-6-1? It was one of those.
It's one of those. I think it was 5-1.
Yeah. After losing so drastically, they may have realised, oh yeah, we need to, you know, be on our A game here. We can't be, you know, being mean to these people. And like I said, they weren't.
Look at this
toxic
though.
at all.
Nobody challenged the ball there. Just so much space given to Ruffle, and that's just an open
that
net.
will result in it.
That's just like absolute. The midfield. I mean, Ruffle every now and then they've had a vacant lot at net, but to have a vacant lot at midfield is not ideal either.
Yeah, I think that was a case of there was a bit of miscommunication. Like Twinzer and I think it was Twinzer and NX both going up for it. I think Squixie almost saved it actually, but luckily enough for him, he didn't. So yeah, they just need to. You can respect your opponents all you want. You also do need to, you know, apply pressure to them. You can't give them that much space, because as you see, Ruffle will always score that.
I want to give a shout out, by the way. Oh, good save there. But I want to give a shout out to Danny Boy in the chat. Goated caster, by the way. Hope you are doing well. However, Menzu again going very high. Very important touch there. Very intelligent. Twinzer getting this to the side. Dino there to collect. Now attempting to put it to the midfield. Gets challenged by NX there. Applying a lot of pressure. Squix, it's kind of awkward there. Gets bumped out of the way. And now Twinzer trying to do something, but it's so awkward. A double demo coming out from Menzu. Now Dino puts it into the corner. Finds his way to the midfield. Squixie eventually comes in. Big 50 coming in. Now NX bumped off the play.
And we've not seen all too many bump plays. They haven't been completely negated. Obviously, I think, you know, day 1 round 2's goal this game was the result of an attempted bump, at least. You know, scaring Dino into going for a squishy save. The bump plays, you know, love them or hate them, they are very effective. I think maybe day 1 round 2, if they don't start winning, they might have to try and incorporate some different tactics like bumps and demos, as Menzu on the map was going to have to clear this out. Takes control of it. Can he get it past Twinzer? Not quite. That will go out to badness. No boost though, can't quite get to it. Squixie backs out as the challenge as NX goes for it, but Squixie clears it. And there's a completely wide open net for day 1 round 2. They just left their goal untended, and Squixie gets a 3-1 goal for Ruffle, which might just seal off this match.
Yeah, absolute shambles there. 20 seconds remaining and day 1 round 2 in an extremely tough situation. And you question their methods in scoring, but to be fair, they have the first goal they got and the only goal they've gotten in this game was through a bump. So I think they have seen those type of opportunities, but they definitely have to increase the quality of opportunities they have been providing so far. And some last second efforts will not be rewarded. And now Ruffle in the lead on match point as well, 3-2 in favor for them. But they need one more game. That being said, I do want to give some credit to Squix for scoring his only goal in the 8 goals that his team has scored in the last 2 games.
Yeah, it's just a great moment for the poor lad.
You know, it was quite the drought, but he's recovered successfully eventually. Oh, okay. What map are we going on? Urban Central, I believe.
There's a debate in the chat right now about whether the term "Allez the Bleus" is spelled B-L-E-U-S or B-L-U-E-S, with Dino telling NX to learn France, not French, learn France. There's definitely some sort of mental game going on between these two. Why are they talking about Allez the Bleu in a final worth £210 to the winners?
Yo, someone please update Liquipedia page so I'm in it. Don't worry, we'll put you on it. I'm gonna edit everything to be accurate after the tournament.
This is match point then for Roffle. One more game is all they'd need to take home the winners' medals, the $210. But you know, it's not over until it's over. Day 1, round 2. They only need to win 2 more. They could bring this back. Like I said, if Roffle, you know, get a bit passive because they think they're one away from winning it, and that could result in some Day 1, round 2 shenanigans and a win for them.
Roffle actually in exact same spots as they were against I forgot the name. Jungle Juicers, yeah, Jungle Juicers, where they found themselves 3-2 up in the series. They had one more game to take to win the series, and in Game 6 they turned extremely passive. They were able to take it in Game 7, don't get me wrong, and they were definitely the better team. What a dunk by Squix! He did score he only scored 1 goal in the last 2 games, even though his team scored 8, and now in Game 6 he's already scored in the first minutes.
What a dunk from him! That was a bit unexpected to me, so I wasn't expecting that to happen. It was quite a dunk of superlatives as Twinzer tries to get this mid for us team now. No, it'll be cleared up with Squixie, who, you know, I asked you at the beginning who a standout was for Roffle. You said they were all a bit of a unit, but Squixie did seem quite good. He may not have been the one really scoring these goals, but I do think he has been a vital player for this Roffle side. Menzu for me has seemingly been the one that people would point out due to him having scored just so many goals. I think Squixie's been so solid for Roffle. Right now, he'd currently be my MVP.
I think Menzu, to be fair to him, he's probably more the mechanical standout for his team. Whereas, you know, Day 1, round 3, they got all 3 of them being mechanical standouts, and the teammates of Menzu are just all about just rounding out the team properly, not being so self-centered. And I think overall, Roffle have had a better team structure here than Day 1, round 2.
Yeah, that's very true. Zernex tries to get an attack going here. Can he get it past Menzu? Yes, he can. Squixie's going to have to get a hit.
Oh,
Fakes out. The Twinzer with the shot saved by Dino straight at him. I don't believe it. That was a prime opportunity for Day 1, round 2 to score there, and the shot went straight at the only defender in net.
They definitely survived by extremely thin margins, but they're here on the offense. Dino tries to get it to someone. Menzu comes in eventually. Twinzer tries to control the German himself. The only German in this final, to my knowledge. Actually, I think Menzu's also a German. We got 2 Germans. German final. German versus German. I don't know what Dino is. Is he from the Netherlands? I forgot, to be honest. I forgot the nationalities of these players, but whatever. Great dunk by the man himself. Squixie though gets a little bit of time here. NX eventually challenges there in the midfield. Menzu beats his man. Twinzer gets it to his own corner, but pretty awkward. On low boost here as Dino almost gets an effort into the midfield, but gets pushed out wide.
Yeah, Squixie here, so they're trying to get an attack going again. Day 1, round 2. I said that maybe Roffle would get complacent, maybe play more passive, but they are the ones winning this game. You think it may only be 1-0, but a bit of desperation.
What a fake!
Starting to set it in. As Roffle almost make it 2. Day 1, round 2, just about hanging on by a thread, and Squixie might get a shot off the crossbar. It's not in.
I have to. I'm gonna blame you.
Out.
Okay, Timot, I'm blaming you for cursing Squixie. Ever since you've called him MVP, he's whiffed the ball in defense. He's missed 2 opportunities on that. Oh, what a shot! That is wide. No, it's not.
Put it in.
I thought the save was coming through, but day 1 round 2, they're kind of throwing here. He got a free save, but it was whiffed, and Menzu will get the goal, a 2-0 lead rather, with a minute and a half left.
Yeah, I think that's a case of, as I was saying before, all the action. I think a bit of desperation might be setting in for day 1 round 2. They know that their opponents only need one more win, and they're getting a little desperate to equalise the game, and they've made it twice as hard for themselves now, as Roth will have a
Look at that.
2-0 lead.
Your Twins are trying to get the ball out. A minute remaining. Squiggly did a good job of wasting some time and applying some threatening pressure all on his own. And that's all that Ruffle have to be. I mean, they have been extremely impressive. Whenever they're in the lead, they just look like they can't lose the game. That's what I've seen from them in the semifinals. It's pretty much converted over to the grand finals here as well. They seem to have learned from being on match point since the semifinal, which they still won in game number 7. And I mean, they just look like an amazing team. They got the whole package here on Ruffle. I mean, apart from the team name, I suppose. But 30 seconds left. Twins does get a shot and it will go in.
Over. It's
25
not over.
seconds. They still have a lifeline. They have one more chance to try to tie things up.
It's entirely doable. Never say never. As day 1 round 2, make it only one more goal to equalise. It's gonna be difficult. There's only 20 seconds remaining as Badness has a chance here. Cleared out by Squixie. NX hits it to the left. Menzu's gonna be there, but NX will get one more hit to it. Dino, strong on defense as we trickle down to the last 10 seconds of the game. It has to happen now for day 1 round 2 if they don't want to come second.
Menzu, 3 seconds left. All they have to do is drop the ball right here. Twinser tries to keep it up, but he can't hold it. Oh, he keeps it up, but no,
It's
there's
down,
it's hit the
Ruffle.
ground. He's gone. This time for
He's
real.
gone.
Not changing his
NX
car.
is gone. Partners is gone. They are done.
And
It
just
is not
like that,
day 1 round 2.
Ruffle XD are your $300 Titans 3 main event champions.
What an absolutely incredible series. It was interesting to see that, you know, the offensive pressure. It started with Ruffle, went to day 1 round 2, but after that sort of 2 game losses from Ruffle, they have played absolutely sublimely. You know, they kept their heads high, they kept the morales high, and they went on to win a 5-1. They've taken the final game 2-1. They have played absolutely incredibly all tournament, and I think a well-deserving victory for them.
Yeah, just the better team at the end of the day. Day 1 round 2, they had their moments, don't get me wrong, but all around, when you take into account every single facet of Rocket League and the squad, Ruffle were just the better team. And I have to say congratulations as well to Day 1 round 2 for making the grand final, beating some impressive teams along the way, taking that Game 5 victory over Olivia Rodrigo is hot, what a team name by the way. And then taking their victory over Controller Esports, but ultimately Ruffle XD were just too hot to handle. And yeah, I mean, the deserved victors here today.
Yeah, we've had quite a tournament here, as I'm gonna port the score in the start.gg.
No, I'm gonna do that.
Oh, okay, you can report it.
Yeah,
We
I
have
can do
quite a close thing here. Obviously, the we had complete sweeps in the quarterfinals. Apart from day 1 round 2 was Olivia Rodrigo. I'm pretty disappointed we didn't get to cast that one, as that one went on for so. I was waiting for my semi-final game for so long. Disappointed we didn't get to see that one. But obviously, Ruffle versus Jungle Juicers almost threw it away, taking it home with 4-3. Day 1 round 2 had a bit of an easier time against Control Esports. So yeah, Ruffle went into that, maybe with even a bit more experience playing, bit more warmed up possibly. But yeah, it was a hard-fought battle in the end, 4-2 to Ruffle. And yeah, commiserations to Day 1 round 2, but Ruffle XD are deserving winners.
Most definitely. I'm already getting messaged about distributing the prize pool.
They want it. They need the money.
We need it. Give it to us quick.
Give us the money. Oh dear. They're then wasting 0 time on that, aren't they?
Yeah, apparently. Alright. Well, anyways, it's been a great tournament. It's been many great tournaments technically. You know, the whole Titans 3. We had multiple events. Technically 4 events. One of which was through 2 parts. One being the qualifier and the main event. we started the tournament with the amateur stage being won by Slump City, Matrix, Lobovy, and Crazy. Then we followed up with the Apprentice tier, won by Dayfall, Kyle the Player, aka Mr. Efficiency, Carlitos, and Vast Mithril. And then as well we had the qualifier, which decided the main event qualifier to decide which teams made it to today. Do exclamation point bracket to see the bracket we had today. And then as well we had the Ascended tier yesterday to decide the victor.